I welcome this new deal for South Africans. A new deal that will see immediately from April this year a 34% reduction in the headline cost of the 1 gig bundle and a further decrease in the price of that bundle on the 1st of April next year, which, if taken together, is intended to decrease prices on that headline bundle by about just over 40%. We identified 4 reasons why it is important to try to bring data prices down and promote access for more South Africans to the digital economy and to what we can really see today as digital citizenship. The first one was the important role of data and data costs in driving economic growth. Increasingly, economies have become digitized. We no longer can speak of a digital economy as if it's one more sector. It's the entire economy that's embraced the power of digitization to improve goods and service production, distribution, and even consumption in societies. And so when prices are lower, they help to promote greater levels of competitiveness, and they can enhance economic outcomes and therefore growth in GDP. The second one is economic inclusion. Data prices, the market inquiry found, resulted in significant pressures on those who buy lower data bundles, and therefore, in many cases, those with less means. High costs disproportionately can and does affect the small business sector. And so when we can bring prices down, it has a positive effect in crossing the digital divide, in bringing more South Africans into the digital economy. But as important as the pricing arrangement that is set out in the agreement are the other provisions that have targeted measures aimed at low-income consumers. For example, the 2,000 suburbs and villages that will be affected by targeted reduction in prices. The third reason for lower data prices is development. More and more of the core services that lie at the heart of a development agenda are now being rendered through digital means. Health services, education services increasingly will be provided through the gadgets and the instruments that we have surrounded ourselves with. And when prices are high, it means that the power that digitization can bring to all those development services are chilled, are suppressed, are reduced. When we bring prices down and we increase access, we can now begin to create these platforms in significant ways. So both the actual reduction in prices and the zero rating of particular websites, educational websites, universities, are critical means of enabling greater levels of development in society. The timing of this agreement is good. It will support consumers that are hard-pressed. It comes at a time when economic growth has been downgraded across the world. Citizens, consumers are concerned about the impact of coronavirus elsewhere. In South Africa itself, even before the current challenges, our growth rate was very low. So these are means of stimulating greater activity in the economy. If indeed consumers benefit to the tune of 2.7 billion rand, which is the value that the company has calculated the entire package will give to hard-pressed consumers, then that is in itself a stimulus in 2 ways. It will, we think, and in all probability, it will increase consumption of data. So that in itself can support many smaller enterprises that are getting into the digital economy, young people with innovations that rely on digitization. But also, some of the money that is released through this can, of course, be used for additional consumption in these times.